On opening soon by design, a sports brand that's been sidelined bets on a hotshot Italian designer to get them back into the game.
It's crazy because the expectations are crazy. I mean, they're expecting from me to come with something that is not there. Raise the bar. I mean, really raise the bar.
But will their star player get them across the finish line on time?
It's getting sloppy after everything.
And in one piece.
I like to try new things and be always on the edge.
Giorgio is a rising star in the design world, but he knows to go all the way, he has to conquer the Big Apple, and competition here is fierce.
New York is really in a very, very strong city with very strong personality.
Italian sports brand Fila wants to open a new flagship store. Fila is Giorgio's ticket into New York City, and this project is Fila's chance to get back into the retail big leagues.
I think what's at stake is really our future and our opportunity to really be able to maximize, help the brand overall.
Fila was one of the most coveted brands in the 80s. Bjorn Borg wore it, rich 30-somethings loved it, but in the 90s, Fila got greedy and went down market.
When you try and be too many things to too many people, you start to go off the path a little bit, and that's really not usually successful.
Cheryl Bloom is a 25-year retail veteran. She's been brought in to help turn Fila around. They're relaunching the brand with high-quality designs.
Elegant, upscale, which really stands for design and sophistication and trying to go to that consumer.
The new upscale look has to be reflected in the design of their stores.
Now that there's a path set for the brand, it's really trying to make sure that retail incorporates what's happening there.
Fila has a lot riding on Giorgio. The look of hundreds of stores worldwide will be based on his New York design. The site, Tony Madison Avenue. The space, 4,000 square feet. The budget, $2 million. The timeline, just 6 weeks.
Yeah, I like this. This is smooth.
Giorgio has some radical ideas. He's meeting with a room full of Fila executives who are waiting to hear his design concept.
We are architects. We are thinking in terms of moving space, not just filling the space with things.
The design is all about flow and movement with immense curves and modern structures. The walls are meant to disappear.
The product is carrying a lot of color, strong shape. It was important to have this kind of neutral, at the same time, neutral background.
Because retail in New York is so competitive, Giorgio must first get shoppers' attention. His main draw? 2 gigantic metal columns visible from across a congested street.
The metal column is sort of an anchor for the ceiling, and it's really the idea. It's reflecting the environment around.
And another innovative idea, a shoe wall. Fila has over 100 styles. Giorgio has come up with a way to display them like notes in a musical score.
The idea is that everybody can compose with the shoes. We're going to be those elements that become the inserto and the shoes go.
Fila shoes give Giorgio a radical idea for the furniture.
This is one of the products that you use inside the shoes, and so that was why we wanted to use this also in the furniture, and so this is going to be part of the seating element.
The benches are that it's in a very strange shape, but we realized, we did a lot of tests, we realized it's great because, I mean, people are different sizes and you can always find in a comfortable spot.
His plan wows Team Fila, but it's ambitious. Now he has to build it.
We got our nice curve here, double layer 1/4-inch sheetrock.
Fila's hired site architect Steve Felton to be the day-to-day nuts and bolts guy.
We try and take their artwork and put some structure behind it.
Steve, what's going on here with the
Right over there?
at the end with the pipe that we had here?
Oh, right in here is where The ductwork is going to the basement.
Steve has built a lot of stores in New York City, but he's never seen anything like Giorgio's Fila design.
The design is innovative for the United States, for retail. American retailers are a little more conservative in some of their designs, but this one's going to put a star on the map for Fila.
Fila has very high expectations for the design. Under his cool demeanor, Giorgio is feeling the pressure. This job will make him or break him in New York.
It's crazy because the expectations are crazy. I mean, they expecting from me to come with something that is not there. Raise the bar. I mean, really raise the bar.
Opening day is 5 weeks away.
We came up short about 2 boxes, and that's another one of those 2 or 3 week lead items that we're going to have to cross our fingers on.
It's 4 weeks to the opening of Fila, and hints of Giorgio Barusso's curved vision are starting to emerge. But he's feeling the pressure of designing his first high-concept retail store in New York City.
I found the retail extremely challenging. You work under an incredible pressure. The schedule is always extremely tight. There isn't a budget, and you need to deal with this, and it's always a problem, especially when you want to do things that are not on the market.
Giorgio has been pushing the limits of design since he came to the US 7 years ago. In Europe, he had a reputation as a leading-edge designer, but in America, he had to start from scratch.
Incredible place, incredible competition, restarting again to try to make my name and be an outsider.
He wasn't an outsider for long. Giorgio's won numerous design awards, including Store of the Year and Designer of the Year for his work on Ford Arena in Las Vegas. What sets him apart? He loves to break the rules.
You can follow on a trend where other people are already been successful, or try to be in a trend setting. I mean, explore other things.
Giorgio is trying to break new ground with Fila by building a sportswear store that feels like it's in motion. The 50-foot-long curved shoe wall looks great on paper, but is it practical? It's supposed to fit seamlessly on a brick wall. The problem, bricks have bumps.
The difficulty here is attaching the structure to the brick wall, because the brick wall is uneven, and then they are proceeding a little bit slow.
The wood and lacquer wall has arrived in pieces from Italy, but it doesn't have an assembly manual, just Giorgio's drawings, and they're not helpful.
Yeah, because we were talking about maybe pushing the wall a little bit inside, but then if we push the wall inside...
You know what, if you did something like that, I'd have to cut every panel.
Presiding over this confusion is Fila's Cheryl Bloom.
The panels, when the frame is up, it's like an A-shaped frame, the panels literally hook on and hang so that they're not screwed in and anchored in, so you don't see anything.
As the Fila representative, it's her job to make sure the store opens on time. While the contractor tries to figure out the shoe display, Giorgio has to deal with a curved wall in the back of the store.
Is it supposed to be slanted or it's supposed to be curved?
It's curved. There's a curve
if
there.
If we're going to fix it, let's just make sure it's what you want. Now that you're looking at it.
Giorgio's design calls for lots of curves to give the space a sense of motion. He believes that each one has to be perfect, or the feeling of smooth fluidity will be lost.
You see, this a little bit, I would like a little bit more in curve. I don't know if we can do this too, a little bit.
That one's going to be a little tough.
The problem throughout the store is that curves are very tough to make. Even experienced carpenters aren't used to the perfectionism Giorgio demands.
This was tough to build, I'll be honest.
This was tough to build, yeah.
I couldn't even bend a quarter-inch sheetrock. I had to use something else.
I can mark a little bit.
The wonky curve isn't the only issue. The custom-made black wood floor has arrived, but there isn't enough of it.
We came up short about 2 boxes. They ordered about, I think I saw 100 boxes here, maybe 50. And we should have ordered another 2 or 3. We're just a little shy back here.
Without a floor, they can't finish the shoe wall. No shoe wall, no opening. For want of 100 feet of flooring, Fila's big day is up in the air.
And that's another one of those 2 or 3 week lead items that we're going to have to cross our fingers on. But we should make it.
Opening day is hopefully 3 weeks away.
They were supposed to be out of here, or I would never have had the stuff delivered.
It's only 5 days to the grand opening of Fila's first store in the Big Apple. The missing pieces of the floor have arrived, and now Giorgio can unveil his big ideas, starting with putting fabric on the ceiling.
Nobody understood how this ceiling was, and because at the end it's a simple structure.
To give the ceiling a fluid feel, the huge piece of fabric is cut in the shape of a running track.
You know, this is in a retail store, and my client needs to sell the product. Then, like you probably saw, all the trucks are running in the direction of the cash register.
Realizing Giorgio's vision has pushed the entire team to the limits of their own creativity.
The thing I find with Giorgio is that I develop details with Giorgio that I use for years afterwards, because he sort of asks us to do things that people don't always, we haven't done before, and nobody's asked us to do before. So it really is an inventing process.
Another big idea being revealed, the huge eye-catching chrome columns. Their installation is complex.
Each tower weighs just over 1,200 pounds. They are very organically shaped, but they're solid aluminum. And each horizontal strip on these pieces were bent by hand, and each tower has over 5,000 welds.
6 pieces are stacked and then bolted together from the inside. But as soon as it's up, the installer sees a problem.
You want to change this piece?
No, the bottom one.
The bottom one?
Yeah.
Why? It's not because it doesn't match the one on the top?
Yeah. So we have the other one.
And you have an... Look fantastic. Look really fantastic. It's unbelievable.
But there's a little detail taking up far too much of Giorgio's attention. An exit sign is not in the aesthetically correct position.
The exit sign's going to be coming off of the wall there.
Can we put it in another place?
No.
So
It'll come out like that, but it'll be on the side.
Art is colliding with practicality. The fire code requires the exit sign to be visible from the back of the store. Giorgio thinks it's ruining his design.
You're saying back, he's saying, what do you want, here?
No. Come a little bit more forward. Yeah, it's to be like a little bit more back. Something like that. I can tell you exactly.
If I don't move. Yeah, 6. Let's go 6.
Even 7. Yeah, go 7. Yeah,
Okay, 7.
7 is good. But you know, but I want them clear.
So, write it down.
Giorgio is also bothered that the sign is white, which makes it obtrusive.
So white. It's gonna be white.
Not the clear one.
It's not the clear one.
This is what they sent me from my supplier. That
Okay.
supposedly should be approved.
I think it's very Italian, this extremely maniacal attention for the detail, and also because I know that if you have control of the detail, you at the end everything will be better. It's very important. For detail are very important.
2 and 3 coming after?
This one's here, this one's here, this one's not here.
Is that the one that's still the problem, or?
It's only 3 days to opening. The space is still a construction zone, and Cheryl's worried she won't have time to set up the store.
It's Friday afternoon, and it's still a mess. The mirrors weren't done, the details in those little posts that are going in the corner of the walls, the painting in the fitting room. I'm tired. It's a little stressful. With only a few more days to go, there's a lot to get done.
The Italian-made benches and clothes racks have finally arrived. To get the exact fluid shape, they've had to be handmade from solid wood covered with heavy lacquer paint. They're $10,000 a piece.
This is better than a motorcycle, Italian motorcycle.
The Techno gel padding, the stuff in the shoes, sits on top of the bench.
Tuo spazio.
That's Italian for comfy. The manufacturer, Bisoni, has been handpicked by Giorgio to create the fixtures and furniture for every Fila store in the world.
And after 1 and 2. After.
It came from make sure that everything working well.
It's a huge contract for a small manufacturer from northern Italy. Ezio Bisoni has flown 7,000 kilometers to ensure they get delivered safely.
This concept is going to be used worldwide. Then the other thing is that each single piece to be used in probably thousands of other locations.
But there's bad news. Not all the Bisogni pieces has arrived safely. One of the benches has been broken in shipping. A desperate attempt to glue it together isn't good enough for Giorgio. That $10,000 bench is now trash. At least the exit sign can be saved.
Hey Steve, you did a miracle.
Steve, the nuts and bolts guy, has pulled it apart and taken out the white background.
Major surgical operation.
The exit sign is resolved, but Cheryl has a looming crisis. The merchandise is on its way, but the site is still in a shambles, and the clock is ticking.
The mirrors were supposed to be Monday. Then they were Tuesday, then they were Wednesday, and from Wednesday it went Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. That's all I'm just saying, is they were supposed to be out of here or I would never have had the stuff delivered. It's getting sloppy after everything.
Opening day is 2 days away.
Guys, it's 4
It's the day before opening, and Cheryl Bloom and her team are scrambling. There's nowhere to display the clothes. The main showroom is such a mess, they have to hang the clothes in the office upstairs. With time running out, Cheryl is counting on Giorgio's display racks being easy to assemble.
They're actually very easy. They go together in 2 pieces.
At least that's the idea.
It's not attaching properly, so it looks like either the hole is drilled, you know, a millimeter off and has to be adjusted or something. We've tried a few different shields in case it was just one that was defective. We tried reversing the sides in case they built it differently than originally. They're talking. We're suggesting that we drill the hole a little bigger so we could get it in. I want
let's them
Ezio to decide, and if so, to do it.
Drilling is tricky. The shield for the display rack is made of fiberglass. One wrong move can crack it in half. They want the manufacturer to do the drilling.
Yeah.
2 down, 10 more to go.
I think the major operation now is make sure that all the features are assembled and on place.
With 24 hours to go, it's all hands on deck to get these things assembled. They're running out of time. But in the rush, the floor gets scratched, and it's worse than it looks. They discover dozens of scratches. With only 16 hours to opening, the floor has to be completely refinished. They've missed their opening. It took an entire week to refinish the floor.
We had to go back and basically strip the floor down to the wood. We had to start over, refinish the floor, and it took 6 days to allow proper time for drying.
Cheryl is under the gun. There's only 6 hours to opening, and she must get as much product displayed as possible. But there's a battle between design and commerce over how much product will be displayed.
I almost prefer have less things on the sales floor. But this is a sport company, they have a lot of merchandising, then the floor is going to be very busy. But I think the feature with all this transparency and reflective material becoming more light.
Giorgio wins. Cheryl is sacrificing more product on the floor so he can realize his light and flowing design.
We have it much lighter than like a department store might have twice as many fixtures in this kind of space. We want to make sure it looks like a specialty store.
1 week late, but right on its $2 million budget, Fila is ready for its grand opening.
Wow, you like spiffy.
You look good. Look at that.
Tonight, Giorgio's design is unveiled to the public. The big question, will Fila's customers go for it?
It's so clean. When I first came in the door, I could see all of the merchandise, and I think that, I don't know if it's because lately everywhere I've shopped, everything's so crammed together that you can't even get through the space. You can't see what it is you're looking for.
It's a very fluid store, to be honest with you. To me, it seems like it's very in motion with the pillars and everything. It's not static.
In the middle of the US Open, tennis star Kim Gleister, who's sponsored by Fila, drops by to check out their new digs.
I've been doing a lot of shopping in the last couple of weeks while I've been in New York, and there's not another store that looks like this. So I think I'm very impressed by the way it looks.
My boss is very pleased, everybody in the company is pleased, and tomorrow we start on our 6 new stores that we want to open this fall.
I've been for many years in love with New York. It's great to be here. I did something here with my hand. It's a great feeling, there is almost more connection now with the city. It's an extraordinary city and definitely was an important input to be here. I feel very happy.
A grand slam for Team Fila and Giorgio Peruso.
Hey Cheryl, it's Giorgio. Yeah, I will eat a pizza and then I will be there in probably half an hour. Okay? Yeah, bring some wine. Ciao. Ciao. Michela, there is a space for you. Let's see if the 3 people. I need to test it.
And someone in the back.
You want to sit in the back?
Yes. Well, hold.
Great, yeah. Let's have this in camera. I want to show to feel how many people they can fit.
Yes.